for House of Dragons or the MHA ending?
I knew you were gonna say that.
MHA.
Game of Thrones or House of Dragon.
Yo, actually, between Game of Thrones and MHA. But before we get to that, let's look at this. Let's look at this before we get to that.
I'll make it a little bit bigger if I can find that.
Blood Moon got canceled. Damn.
That one's I'm sad about because that's kind of like where the White Walker's origin came from.
Yeah.
That is
the Children of the Forest. Now, if you look closely, like I think I made a video about this, but Doom of Valyria is shelved, and then Jon Snow is shelved. Snow is shelved, I think, because the actor Kit Harington is kind of at odds with Game of Thrones right now, because he didn't like the way the original series ended. But also, I feel like these two would be the biggest on the list. Doom of Valyria, because that's kind of what happened to like why the Targaryens are the last dragon riders. How come the Valyrians aren't dragon riders anymore, even though they originally were? And stuff like that. So I think that would be kind of like a blockbuster show, kind of like House of Dragons. So I don't think they want those two running at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Snow, obviously, Kit Harington is probably one of the biggest actors in Game of Thrones verse. So I think
keep going.
I just feel like that those, like these two, I think they kind of would like push off to be like offset of House of Dragons. So like once House of Dragons starts ending, I think they'll probably start pushing out one of these, because these are shows too, like Doom of Valyria could easily go 8 years. You know what I mean? If House of Dragon already looks like it's gonna go 6-7 years, you know what I mean? Doom of Valyria can go 8, and Snow, who knows how long that can go. So
wait, so the next one that's coming out is the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right?
Yeah, like Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah,
and that's 100 years before Game of Thrones and 100 years after House of the Dragon.
I believe,
from what I heard.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, is that the animated one? One of the first animated?
No, the animated one is going to be after Snow.
I don't know. I thought Night of the Seven Kingdoms was going to be the animated one.
But I know that they're in works with that one though too. Like they've been saying they've been like working on that one. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, this one comes out next year. They have the year for it, not necessarily the date, but they say it's releasing in 2025. So.
Oh, okay, but yeah, yo, I'm actually excited for an animated Game of Thrones series. Like I feel like Game of Thrones is like tough. One series that would be tough, like animating on a like. I always felt like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings would be killer animated series, like if done correctly.
I can see that definitely.
You remember which one?
Did y'all see the Lord of the Rings spinoff? That was really good too. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Something.
You talking about The Hobbit?
No, the show. They had a show.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name.
Ring of Power. Rings of Power.
Oh,
that shit was gas. We need to see when the fuck that comes back around. It's been about a year, 2 years now for that. That shit was gas. Rings of Power was fire. I hope they got a season 2 coming. That was like one of those shows like that really scratched the itch that House or Game of Thrones left. Like, you know, like after Game of Thrones was over, there wasn't really anything that could like fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Rings of Power was very close to it before House of Dragon kicked off. For real. Or maybe it was in between House of Dragon's first and second season, but yeah, Game of Thrones fans eating for life, it looks like, because this looks like 20 years of content.
Yeah, it does, right? It truly does.
I mean, they already be dragging shit out. I don't know if they drag it out. It takes a lot to film some of these shows, so we probably won't see House of Dragon for 2 years. So
I'm excited for Aegon's Conquest, honestly.
Aegon's Conquest.
Yeah, he's gonna be
crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, the top ones I'd pay extra to see: Blood Moon, Doom of Valyria, Aegon's Conquest, and then Snow. I really like Jon Snow.
I wouldn't be the Golden Empire. I'll actually be kind of interested in seeing that one.
I don't know a whole lot about that period, so I'm assuming it's like the peak of Valyria. Is that what it will be technically?
I think so. Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense to come before Doom of Valyria, if for it to be shelved. So I think they know what they're doing. I trust Game of Thrones. I wasn't really mad at the ending of Game of Thrones, to be honest. Like, it wasn't the ending I would have.
No, that shit was buns.
It's cool. I get it. I'm not mad at it. I would have rather seen Jon Snow on the throne. Daenerys kind of lost her shit towards the end, but also wouldn't have minded seeing her on the throne as well.
Or at least for a little bit longer.
That shit was ass.
They went 0 to 100.
That shit was fucking quick. Trash. Yeah. There was like maybe like 4 plot points where I was like, all right, that kind of makes like I like how some things ended, but
I think Cersei deserved a worse death than what she got.
How she died?
She died with Jaime Lannister,
with the rocks.
The rocks.
Yeah.
The only shit that was really satisfying was when the Mountain and his brother fought the Hound or some shit like that.
You murdered her.
Yeah. that shit was actually gas, and like I was hyped up because they were hyping up that fight like the entire series. That was pretty tough.
Oh yeah. Pedro Pascal did his thing on that.
No, y'all talking about 2 different things.
Oh no, yeah. I'm talking about at the end when the Hound fought the.
Oh, very end.
Yeah.
Okay. You talking when he fought his brother? And fought. The Mountain versus the Hound. That was it?
Yeah. That was like probably my favorite part of the ending.
That was cool. Seeing
I really don't like how Arya killed the Night King.
We were about to say the opposite thing at the same time. I was about to say I really like seeing Arya kill the Night King.
No, I wanted Jon Snow to run his ones because they was leading it up because like Jon Snow was taking out his generals. They kept on eyeing each other on the battlefield. So I'm like, okay, they gonna have a good little 1v1.
It was always supposed to be Arya.
No, it was not.
Bro, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie.
They hyped that shit up since season 6.
Arya is tough. Arya is definitely tough. Probably a better fighter than Jon. But for her to get caught in the air and then, I'm gonna just drop this mug, catch it, stab.
Bro,
like, that shit was tough. That shit was tough.
That shit happened. Like that is a superhuman being. He ain't gonna be able to react to that.
She technically, I mean, there's like some kind of sense of, I don't want to call it magic or mysticism, but she's not just a regular fighter though. Jon is a regular nigga. She's not. She learned from the mini face or the no face. Yeah, you feel me? Like some of the stuff she can do is definitely like okay, like that makes sense to me. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but that I ain't gonna lie. It was cool when I first saw it. I'm like, that's tough. But when I look back at it, I'm like, that's the sorriest way to die. If you're the Night King, the strongest nigga in the verse, you just go.
But she got her right in, or she got him right in the smooth spot though. Like that was like his little weak point.
She was one of the most thugged out people in the whole show.
No, I agree. She's my favorite character.
That's such a nitpick thing to nitpick at.
Yeah.
That's what I said when I first watched it. I thought that shit was smooth.
Bro,
but afterwards, I was just
what you're doing right now is exactly what we were doing with nitpicking the Tower of God trash ass animation with the 3 frames that you call the 3 frames
Tower of frames
animation with Bam versus Love. That's what you're doing.
I hear you, but everyone hates the ending of this.
I don't hate it.
Nah, I don't disagree with you. I think the end, like I think the overall, like Arya being the one to take out the whatever the fuck his name is. I honestly forgot now, but I think that shit was kind of bullshit because in season 5, that whole like when they went beyond the what do they call it? The wall? Yeah, when they went beyond the wall and like they had like that little stare down when they were across the ice. Like I was like, oh shit, like they're hyping this up for like Jon Snow to eventually run it back with this guy.
Yeah, bro, and they had it all set up like a Mortal Kombat floor fight to run the 1v1s, and I'm like, okay, this cool, this gonna be smooth, and then Jon Snow had to stare down with the ice dragon. I thought that nigga was gonna die right there. He should have.
If there was one thing to nitpick at too, it was definitely the fact that they sent out all those like all the horses like in the beginning of the battle, just to get fucking off. Like I thought that shit was like incredibly stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb. That was kind of dumb
because they were already outnumbered as it was, and they were bitching about it the whole entire time. That we're outnumbered, and the first thing you do is send out like 2,000 horses, and you come back with like One?
I mean, if you think about it, like that's the best time to use the horses. They can't do shit once they get into the keep.
Nah, they could flank them.
With the horses.
They could flank them with the horses.
Did you see how wide that like battlefield was?
No, I ain't gonna lie. That shit was like miles outside long.
Of the.
I'm saying like once they get in the wall, I'm saying like horses, like there's not a whole lot.
Then you have them come from behind.
But how are you gonna get them around though? From where? Like where are they gonna? You gonna send them
from the outside of the castle?
They could have used the dragons a little bit more.
Maybe I misunderstood. The castle's on the wall, right? Wait, hold on. Which part are you talking about? Oh, this one. No. This the battle when they came to Winterfell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My brain was combining two different scenes. Okay. I mean, I guess I can see that.
I'm using my total war brain because
I got you.
You've been playing that too?
Oh yeah, that was my shit. That was my shit, bro. I'm a tactician when it comes to that shit. But I think overall, like,
wait, that was an infinite size army. There's no flanking that army. Like, you see how big with that many horses,
bro. But y'all see how occupied they were with like the 7 people that were still left in the castle.
That is facts. I'm talking about infinite army. It was like 6 of them back to back, like,
bro.
On some
like
office shit,
like, bro. It was like a tower of them, and like you just see like Jon Snow in the corner, like 1v50.
Literally, dog. Literally,
he says he's not no regular nigga.
He's not.
Oh man, bro, that shit was funny.
He's the heir to the 7 kingdoms, the throne of the 7 kingdoms, whatever the fuck.
Bro, they really hyped up that entire scene, like that entire like battle right there, like the entire series, just for that shit to be an hour long, and for all that shit to be dark as hell. You couldn't even see that shit.
I ain't gonna lie, it was mad dark.
It was pretty dark.
I don't know if that was the artistic.
I think it was because like a night battle against the night army. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It probably helped them get away with a lot of extra bullshit because if there was some lights on and you saw how many of them niggas it was, like there's
we saw how many niggas.
Yeah, but I mean, think about how big the army was when you could see it from the wall versus how big it looked when they came to Winterfell. You know what I mean? Like they've been amassing people for hundreds of years, or like whatever the undead zombie ice motherfuckers. They've been amassed for hundreds of years. Everybody that died, you know what I mean? Like. So, hey, look, Game of Thrones is gas though. Game of Thrones I watch that shit probably once every few years too, like straight through, and it always feels like it's the first time.
It is good. It's amazing.
It's a great show. It's still like it's like a 9.7, 9.8.
Yeah, facts.
Before season 7, I'll toss it the 9 point, whatever.
It's probably my favorite show of all time. Probably.
Bro, honestly, like I'm okay with that too, because like if you take out the ending, bro, it really had the trajectory to like be like the greatest show of all time.
Yeah,
and like it's still damn near considered that with a shitty ending.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, like a show that big, he said maybe for y'all, a show that big though, like. It's very rare that like a show gets that big and has an ending that like I was gonna say that satisfies everybody, but also that ending pretty much pissed everybody off. So like I don't know if I might be the only person that's okay. Like
it pissed off the cast. The cast even hated that.
Yeah,
shit.
I will say Kit Harington, that nigga is pissed.
No, did y'all see the video of them reading like the script of how that shit ends?
Bro, they started crying because of how ass it was.
Yeah, bro, that shit. They were like furious, bro. They were just like, "Are you sick, man?"
That's probably how Deku was when he read his script. I was like, what? I spent 400 chapters learning all these abilities and I don't have not one of these abilities? I used the last of my vestiges to go hug Ochako? Like, come on.
Now, with that being said, who had the worst ending? Game of Thrones or My Hero Academia?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Game of Thrones had the worst ending.
And I just said Game of Thrones is my favorite show of all time. So that's how I stand 10 on that.
Fair enough.
The Game of Thrones ending was not only bad, it also ignored a lot of themes that it built up. At least My Hero like fell in line with everything Horikoshi has been writing at the end of the day.
They went full circle with what he was writing.
Full circle. They like double looped the circle. Like they went
from my perspective, like, is it a bad ending writing wise? No, not so ever. I just didn't. Me personally, just didn't enjoy the ending.
It wasn't a satisfying one. Like a lot of people would say, it wasn't a satisfying one.
Yeah.
What would have been satisfying for you? Genuinely curious. I'm not.
I would have actually liked to see him become like an adult, like with his powers, and be the number one hero.
That's a whole different series at that point, or another 100 episodes.
No, I'm just saying, but like they did an 8-year time skip. They could have still did that, and him be a.
The 8-year time skip was like 5 pages.
but they still did it. I'm just saying, you're an author. You can make anything happen. You know what I'm saying? You're an author. You can make anything. You can write anything in.
So you're saying
he didn't have that.
After Horikoshi makes it obvious that they're trying to dismantle the top hero system, you wanted it to end with Deku still being the top hero.
Or at least let him be a hero out there with his actual powers for real.
They had him a hero. At the very last page, he had his suit, his All Might suit.
Nah, fuck that shit.
Bro, that suit, bro. Think about how OP that suit was, and they threw that shit together for the war. You know what I mean? Type shit. Imagine 8 years. You got both Hatsume and the other chick working on the suit, and they were probably emulate. I saw a tweet that said this. Now, this is not an original thought. There's a tweet that listed out all the abilities that suit could have after 8 years, and it had like a variation of Bakugo's abilities. It had a variation of gravity manipulation from Uraraka, you feel me? And then on top of the 7 vestiges that Deku already had, bro, that suit could be OP. Bro was fighting Prime All for One while he was reverging in Ace...
reversing
age, reversing age, whatever. Bro had RCT. Bro was fighting all for one with RCT. You feel me? After Endeavor got his ass whooped. You feel me? By old All for One type shit. Like he was kind of holding him off. I'm not saying he was cooking him, but like the shit he was pulling off, that shit was kind of hard for being the suit they kind of threw together.
I hear you, but Todoroki finna slam that nigga now.